Good evening. Welcome to this evening's Condo Review Board dated Monday, July 28, 2025. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, this meeting of the Condo Review Board will be conducted via remote participation. We will post an audio recording, audio-video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of these proceedings as soon as possible following the meeting on the City of Somerville's website and local cable access government channels. Morena, if you can please conduct a roll call vote to ensure we have a quorum.
Okay. Chair Zasloff?
Present.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Present.
Board Member Solis? Board Member Solis? Board Member Solis is absent with 3 in attendance. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, I will call this evening's meeting to order. And first item of business for the board is passing meeting minutes from June 2025. Motion to open the floor for discussion around the June 2025 minutes. If any of the board members have any edits or concerns to those
Good.
minutes. Seeing there's no discussion, edits, corrections, I will now make a motion to approve the meeting minutes dated June 2025.
Okay. This is a vote to approve the 2025 meeting minutes. Chair Zasloff?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, we have some new business in front of the board this evening, and those are the applications for final and/or courtesy permits, with the first application in front of the board, that of 22-24 Spring Hill Terrace. Application of Spring Hill Terrace Somerville LLC, Jason Santana, in front of the board this evening, seeking a courtesy permits for units A, B, and C located at 22-24 Spring Hill Terrace.
He's here. I'm just promoting Mr. Santana to panelist.
Oh, I love being promoted. Thank you.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Santana, because I'm not sure.
Is it work? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi. Good afternoon. This is Jason Santana with North America Development. I'm sitting in front of you virtually, applying for a courtesy permit for the 22-24 Spring Hill Terrace. Our goal is to, we're actually under construction right now for that project. And I do have a question for the board. I don't know if it's time for questions right now, but this used to be like garages, and this is just for my information. I'm kind of a little bit lost here. It wasn't a residential, it was just like 17 or 19 garage spaces. So is it of order now to apply for the condo permits as well, even on this scenario?
I would need to defer to city.
Chair Zasloff. Yeah. Mr. Santana, the permits that you're applying for are essentially the conversion permits, the condo permits, but it's what the board will issue as a courtesy for entirely new construction, which is why there were far fewer requirements that you had to submit for this application. So there's no requirement that you get permits when you're building entirely new condo units from space that wasn't residential space, already existing residential space. So these are garages. It wasn't somewhere where people were living. You're tore it down, you're putting up a new condo building, you can get a courtesy permit. And it's because when people are buying and selling condos in Somerville, they expect to see a permit. So the board issues these as a courtesy so that you've got something on hand for your buyers.
Okay. And just one more thing, and I believe we can fix that. The addresses doesn't match with at least what we were given in record. So it's like 22 is the cottage, and then it's 24 A, B, and C. But I believe we can fix that somehow.
the so the permit that you'll receive will have just the 22-24 Spring Hill, and then it will say, so I'm sorry, I should back up. Are you saying that there's 4 units that are being built?
So it's a cottage on the back, which
Okay.
is so yes, 4 units.
4
It's
units. Okay.
cottage on the back. It's called 22 Cottage.
Okay.
And then the triple decker kind of on the front is 24 A, B, and C.
Okay.
So, I mean,
All right.
it's a minor thing, but I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, because right now you would have only received a permit for 3 units. So, when the board votes, then it would be a vote for units, for unit 22 and unit 24A, B, and C.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
All right. Mr. Santana, anything else from you?
No, that's it. Pretty straightforward project. We already got all the foundations done, so everything is moving smoothly there.
All right, great. On that note, motion to open the floor for board discussion. If any of the board members have follow-up questions for Mr. Santana. Vice Chair Byrne, the floor is yours.
Yeah. The question I have, and it's really not related to condo, I'm just curious. Do you have to do soil testing before building there because of lodges?
Yes, I believe so. Actually even the banks require before we close that we test the soil to make sure there was anything contaminated or anything like that. They will not approve a loan if there's contaminations. So yes, everything was done. And the city engineer department, I'm sure they have that on their records as well.
Thank you for that. I learned something.
Hey, I'm learning something right now as well. So
Okay. Any other follow-up questions for Mr. Santana from the board? Board member Simeon?
No, I'm all set. Thank you.
I would just like to pause quickly and make note of board member Solis joining. She is now in attendance. If we can add that to the record. I would, since she's joining mid application, if board member Solis could refrain from voting on this particular application and join in on the next one, that would just create some consistency, I think.
Mhm.
Okay. Seeing there's no other board discussion in regards to 22 Spring Hill Terrace and 24 Spring Hill Terrace, A, B, and C. I will now motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
Okay, public commentary is now closed. In reviewing the application, these are obviously new builds for new units. Seeing there are no previous tenants, it's straightforward courtesy permit for the 4 units. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion for a roll call vote on 4 units, the first being 22 Cottage, and the second being 24 Spring Hill Terrace, units A, B, and C. And this would be a vote on a courtesy permits for those 4 units.
Okay, this is a vote for courtesy permits for units 22 and unit 24A, B, and C at 22-24 Spring Hill Terrace. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne. Vice Chair Byrne. Oh, I think we lost her. Sorry, Mr. Santana, we're gonna have to pause because right now we don't have a quorum for this vote.
No problem.
He's back.
I'm back.
Chair Zasloff, if you want to state the motion again, I think that might just be cleaner.
Okay. So this would be a motion for a roll call vote for Unit 22 at Spring Hill Terrace, along with Unit 24 or address 24, Unit A, B, and C, all residing at Spring Hill Terrace, who are seeking a courtesy permit.
Okay, this is a vote for courtesy permits for units 22 and units 24A, B, and C at 22-24 Spring Hill Terrace. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Scared me for a minute there. Thank you. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, moving along through the agenda this evening. Next application in front of the board is that of Marina, if we can please scroll up on the screen to, next application is the application of Open Homes LLC, Ramon and Jessica Lagerman, seeking a final conversion permits for units 1 and unit 2 located at 20 Putnam Street. And this will be the first time this application has been before the board.
Hi, all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Good evening. My name is Attorney Nicole Stark. I am here representing the petitioner, Open Homes LLC, with their request for a final conversion permit for units 1 and unit 2 located at 20 Putnam Street. By way of little background, the petitioners purchased the property on April 16th of 2024. They purchased it from sellers who were owner occupants of the property. It was an existing 2-family with Linda Callie, owner, residing in unit 1, and Christopher Callie and his wife living in unit 2. All 3 occupants resided in the property as their primary residence. Linda Callie had lived there as her primary since August of 2011, and Christopher and Miroslava lived in unit 2 as their primary residence from June 2011 and May 2012, respectively, up until the closing date. The petitioners purchased for value from the seller owners. It has been vacant since April 16th of 2024. They've done some renovations, and we are here before the board requesting the final conversion removal permit for both units.
All right, thank you very much. On that note, I will now motion to open the floor for board discussion. If any board members have any follow-ups for the attorney in regards to the application, seeing no questions, discussion, Motion to close the floor for board discussion, motion to open the floor for public commentary.
I don't see any hands.
Seeing there's no public commentary for 20 Putnam Street, motion to close. In reviewing the application, we have a completed application in hand. No further documentation is needed. So at this time, I am going to motion for the board to vote on the final conversion permits for units 1 and 2 located at 20 Putnam Street.
Okay, this is a vote for final conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 20 Putnam Street. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon. Oh, Board Member Simeon, I think you're on mute.
Yes. Sorry.
Board Member Solis,
Yes.
the motion passes.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you. Continuing to move along on the final conversion permit portion of the agenda. The next application is 16 Trawl Street, and that is the application of 16 Trawl Street LLC. Tony Barros, who's in front of the board seeking a final conversion permit for unit 1 and unit 2, both located at 16 Trawl. Mr. Barros?
Yep. Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm here regarding 16 Trail Street. The property was application came purchased back in 23. We had a 1-year hold on the units. Since then, it's been over a year. We've done some construction on the property. The property has been vacant the entire time. We have submitted the master deed that was requested. Also submitted the property conditions as well. We're just here to seek the final permit, and that'll be all.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, on that note, motion to open the floor for board discussion. Any follow-up questions for Mr. Barros regarding 16 Trawl Street from the board? Seeing no discussion questions, motion to close the floor for board discussion, motion to open the public commentary for 16 Trawl Street.
I don't see any hands.
All right, seeing there's no public commentary, motion to close the public commentary for 16 Trawl Street. In reviewing the application, everything has previously been submitted. Unit 1 had previously received their final permit in November of 24. The remaining 2 units were waiting the waiting period. That is since passed. So at this time, I would like to make a motion for the board to vote on the final conversion permits for units 1 and 2, both located at 16 Trawl Street.
Okay, this is a vote for final conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 16 Troll Street. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis,
Yes.
the motion passes.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, moving along, next application in front of the board is 57 Garrison Ave, and that is the application of Kalapa Realty Trust, who is seeking a final conversion permit for unit 1 and unit 2 at 57 Garrison Avenue.
Mr. Adhikari, you've been unmuted.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I don't know. The first time I'm
Yes.
joining in.
Yes, we can hear you.
I have a Mark Kidner on the other line. Maybe he will explain a little better for me. He's my GC.
Okay, let me,
If he's there, if not, then I'll take over.
He
Mark?
is. Mr.
Mark.
Kittner.
Yes, my name is Mark Kittner. Sorry, I don't have camera. I represent Suman for the project at 57 Garrison, 2-unit. Suman can tell you exactly when he purchased it. I know that we've been working on that project for over 2 years. Converting it, all the work has been done. I believe it was owner occupied, so there was no, and again, Suman can answer that question better than I can. But we've done all the engineering, all the reports, all the applications, the deed. We're looking to just get the final conversion permit. So we can put this one to rest.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion to open the floor for board discussion or questions for the applicants. Seeing no discussion amongst the board. Motion to close the floor for board discussion. Motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application, now is the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right. Motion to close the floor for public commentary. In reviewing the application, all outstanding items have been submitted with no further documentation needed. I'm comfortable making a motion for the board to vote on the final conversion permit for units 1 and unit 2, both located at 57 Garrison Ave.
Okay, this is a vote for final conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 57 Garrison Ave. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you all. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Next application from the board this evening is 54 Loudon Ave, application of Irina Sukanik, seeking a final conversion permit for unit 1 and unit 2 at 54 Loudon Ave. And the other item would be a vote on accommodating the ask to switch the permit type between the 2 units.
Ms. Sokonik, you are logged in 3 times, so if you could just raise your hand, so I know which attendee to unmute. Okay, I'm gonna just try one. Ms. Sokonik?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm seeking the final permit for condo conversion. I live in unit 1. I initially wanted to live in unit 2, but I couldn't do the stairs because I have medical issues. So I moved to unit 1, and I submitted a condo trust document and condo condition, a building condition document. So I think that would fulfill all the requirements.
Okay. Thank you very much. Motion to open the floor for board discussion for 54 Loudon Avenue. Seeing no discussion amongst the board, motion to close the floor, and motion to open the floor for public commentary.
I don't see any hands.
Seeing there's no public commentary, motion to close the floor to the public. At this time, the final 2 documents that were still outstanding have both been submitted. That is the master deed and engineer's report. At this time, that completes the application requirements. So I'm going to make a motion for two votes, two separate votes. The first one will be on the final conversion permit, and then the second vote will be to allow for a switch in the permit type between the two units, so that the owner can reside in the first floor unit. Lorena, is that
I
how
think
you?
I would switch the order, but
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. So on that note, motion to switch the permit types previously issued between the two types. Unit 1 will now be a non-rental conversion permit, and Unit 2 becomes the rental conversion permit.
Okay, this is a vote to switch the unit permit types as stated by Chair Zasloff. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis,
Yes.
the motion passes.
Okay. Now the second motion will be for the final conversion permits for Unit 1 and Unit 2 at 54 Loudon Ave.
Okay, this is a vote for final conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 54 Loudon Ave. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis,
Yes.
the motion passes.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you
And that
very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. That brings us to the last application under the final conversion courtesy permit section. And that final application from the board this evening is 56 Putnam LLC. Lucas Mendez Garcia and James Putman, who are seeking a final conversion permits for 2 and 3, both located at 56 Putnam Street. And
Hi, can you guys hear me?
we can.
Okay, hi, my name is Matthew Spang. I'm an attorney. I represent the 56 Putnam LLC. Tonight we're before the board looking for a final permit for units 2 and units 3. We received a preliminary permit from the board last July with that we had a 1-year waiting period applied to units 2 and 3, and that period is now lapsed. So we're here with seeking a final permit for units 2 and 3.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion to open the floor for board discussion in regards to 56 Putnam Street. Seeing no discussion amongst the board, motion to close and motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application at 56 Putnam, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the public commentary. In reviewing the application, all outstanding documents were previously submitted. The applicant was waiting for the waiting period to expire, which it now has. So at this time, I'm comfortable making a motion for the board to vote on the final conversion permit for unit 2 and 3, both located at 56 Putnam Street.
Okay, this is a vote for final conversion permits for units 2 and 3 at 56 Putnam Street. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis,
Yes.
the motion passes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, and this brings us to the preliminary condo conversion permits this evening. And the first application from the board will be the application 155 Boston Avenue, Somerville LLC. Lucas Mendez Garcia, James P. Douglas, Caitlin Marulo, who are seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3.
Correct. Yes, my name is Matthew Spang, and I'm representing the 155 Boston Ave Somerville LLC. Tonight, we're before the board looking for 3 preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3. Marina and I had a little back and forth on this just before the meeting. So unit 3 is, it was a two family, and the unit 3 is being added. So it's in unit 3 includes some of the space for that was unit 2. Just for clarity, but I was under the wrong impression that I needed a courtesy permit for that. It sounds like we need 3 preliminary non-rental conversion permits for all units 1, 2, and 3. So everything has been provided, I believe, to do that. I still owe you guys, we got to get you a check for $600 for the 3rd unit, which we didn't provide, but everything else should be included in the application for 3 preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Motion to open the floor for board discussion regarding 155-157 Boston Ave. Seeing no discussion, motion to close the floor for the board. Motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience like to speak in favor or against the application at 155-157 Boston Ave, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
Okay, thank you very much. Public commentary has now been closed. In reviewing the application, both units are vacant, plus a 3rd additional unit that will be built using some of the existing structure. We have the certificate of good standing. We have a paid water bill. We have the quitclaim deed. Still outstanding would be the master deed, engineer's report, and an additional check in the amount of $600 to cover the 3rd non-rental conversion permit. So at this time, I will make a motion for the board to vote on a non-rental conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3, all located at 155-157 Boston Avenue, on the condition that a master deed, engineer's report, and an additional check for $600 is all submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 at 155-157 Boston Ave, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Yes.
Board Member Solis?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Continuing to move along through the agenda this evening. We are at 24 Berkeley Street, application of 24 Berkeley Somerville LLC, Paul Fombell. In front of the board seeking a preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 24 Berkeley.
Good evening, Chairperson Zasloff and the board. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
And let me just apologize in advance because my lights are on an automatic timer. I have my windows open, so hopefully I won't go dark on you, but it could happen. Otherwise, I'll be crazy waving around. My name is Kathleen Desmond. I'm an attorney at 335 Main Street in Stoneham. The applicant is 24 Berkeley Somerville LLC. As indicated, the manager of the LLC, Paul Fombell, is here with me this evening. Before you this evening is a request for a preliminary conversional rental permit for 24 Berkeley Street in Somerville. We're attempting, 2 of the units are were occupied, they're now vacant. In addition to the 2 units that are vacant that were occupied, there is an intent to create a 3rd unit, and 200 square feet of that attic space was related to the 2nd unit. We have filed an amended application with the city and submitted a check for $600 for the additional unit. So we would be seeking a preliminary conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3. By way of background, and as evidenced by the copy of the deed included with the application, The property was conveyed to my client on April 15th, 2025 from Jose Andrade and Estrella Andrade, who had owned the property for approximately 26 years. The property was tenanted prior to my client taking title. The property was delivered vacant to my client. Both tenants had moved out on March 1st or thereabouts. I believe the first floor tenant had been virtually moved out at the time my client executed a purchase and sale agreement late February of 2025. And the second floor tenant, Stephanie Travosos, was in the process of moving out of the property, and she had already rented premises effective from March 1st. As the materials included with the application indicate, we did comply with the requirements of notification provided to the the prior tenants. I have attached to the application the notices delivered to the tenants by registered mail, together with the green card receipts evidencing receipt. I also included in my application the email exchange with Sheila Forrestal of the Election Commission, as well as my text correspondence with the tenants to verify their current addresses. The information received from Sheila Forrestal did include a unit address for Ms. Travosos, which was not provided by the tenant. I did send a second registered letter to her corresponding, and you have the green card receipt of that as well. In addition to the notices to the former tenants, the application included the required certificate of good standing from the Treasury Department, the final water bill, and the original filing fee of $1,200. Again, as indicated, we amended that filing and updated the fee to include an additional $600 for the attic space, which is intended to become a third unit. In addition to that, we will be seeking at a later date a courtesy permit for a cottage unit, but that's not part of the conversion process, as I understand it.
So, okay, thank you. Motion to open the floor for board discussion. Any questions for the applicant? Ms. Desmond, I have a question. So you speak
Sure.
to the cottage unit. Is that in addition to the 3 units you're coming? So you'll be looking
Correct,
to build a 4th unit?
correct,
Okay,
correct.
all right.
My understanding is that that's a courtesy permit and isn't necessarily a part of this. And I think looking at the application, you need building permits and sign-offs, which we haven't begun that process.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for that clarification. That's all I had. Any other questions from the board regarding the application? Okay, seeing no other discussion amongst the board, motion to close the floor and motion to open the public commentary for 24 Berkeley Street. If anyone would like to speak in favor or against the application, that would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the public commentary period and reviewing the application. The notice has been given on the 1-year waiting period. At this time, we have the certificate of good standing, paid water bill, quitclaim deed, check in the amount of $1,800. At this time, we are still waiting a master deed and engineer's report. So this will be a motion to vote on a conditional preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 located at 24 Berkeley Street on the condition that the master deed and engineer's report is submitted to the city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 at 24 Berkeley Street, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you. Continuing to move along, we have 10 Bartlett Street, and that's the application of Turnpike Prop LLC. Leonard Ribeiro seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1 and unit 2, both located at 10 Bartlett Street.
Good evening, Attorney Ann Vigorito on behalf of the applicant Turnpike Properties LLC. They are requesting a preliminary non-rent conversion permit for units 1 and 2 at the property. You do have before you a completed application, pages 1 through 10, a paid final water bill with the receipt, a certificate of good standing from the city of Somerville, a quick claim sorry, I can't speak tonight, quick claim deed dated June 11th of 2024. And you have owner affidavits and proof of occupancy. You also have payments in the amount of $1,200 for the 2 conversion permits. So the applicants purchased this property on June 11th of 2024. Since purchasing the property, units 1 and 2 have remained vacant. Prior to the purchase, the prior owners, Thomas Miller and Mary Miller, their husband and wife, they occupy the entirety of 10 Bartlett Street, the 10 Bartlett Street home. They had their family there. I'm in a very similar situation, so I can understand where when you have teenagers, you have to get, have them throughout the multifamily house. So I think they did something. So they used it more of a single family, but it's been considered to be 2 family. Our contention is the City of Somerville ordinance as amended to protect displacement of tenants from apartments which have been converted to condominiums has been complied with and been met for units 1 and 2 as they are owner occupied for at least 12 months prior to the purchase. And the owner's affidavits and documentations that has been provided suffices. This being the case, we respectfully request that the board grant preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 10 Market Street. You do not have at this time a master deed or a structural engineer's report, so that would be coming with the final.
Okay, thank you very much, Attorney Vigorito. Motion to open the floor for board discussion. Any board members have any questions or follow-ups for the representative of 10 Bartlett? Seeing there's no further discussion amongst the board, motion to close the floor, motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the floor to the public. In reviewing the application, we have a completed application along with certificate of good standing document, paid water bill, quick claim deed, check in the amount of $1,200 to cover the 2 units in question. As the representative stated, this time they have not submitted the master deed or engineer's report. That will come at a later date. So I'm prepared to make a motion for the board to vote on the preliminary non-rental conversion permit units 1 and 2 on the condition that that master deed and engineer's report is submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 10 Bartlett Street, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Yes.
Board Member Solis?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Condo Review Board. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
You too. Enjoy your summer. All right, moving along. Next application is the application of 45-47 Conwell Ave, and that is the application of 45-47 Conwell Ave, PJD LLC, John Raposo, seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2, both located at 45-47 Conwell Ave.
Yes, hi, this is Mike LaRosa, attorney for 45-47 Conwell Ave, PJD LLC, in its application for 2 non-rental conversion permits for the property at 45-47 Conwell. As you can see, we've submitted a complete application, including the good standing final water bill, which actually shows a credit balance, so it's not marked paid. Copy of the current deed that was recorded earlier this year in February, and an attorney's check for $1,200. Property was purchased by my clients in February vacant. Has remained vacant since. Prior to that time, As you probably saw on the application, I may have been confused. There were about 19 heirs to the property, 2 of them who lived in the property prior to the sale. So it was owner occupied for many years prior to being purchased February this year. Therefore, we respectfully request 2 preliminary non-rental conversion permits.
All right, thank you very much. On that note, I'd like to motion to open the floor for board discussion. If any board members have any questions, discussion for the applicant, Vice Chair Byrne, and I see that you.
I'm not even sure if it's for the applicant or if it's for the certificate of good standing. This application was like turned around, or but you see it. So that's on us. Did it get backwards or something? Or is it just missing?
It should be in there. I think the back of it may have scanned as a second page. Let me just see what I have. Yeah, so on my PDF, I have it basically scanned the front page and then it scanned the back because it picked up the received payment stamp. I don't know if you have it on the page before or Marina, if you need me to resend it, but I do have it.
Let me just see if I can pull it up really fast.
If you have the original PDF I sent you, it's page 17.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Here, I'm gonna. I found it. 1 second. I just have to open it in a different. Okay.
I didn't see this. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant from the board? Seeing no further discussion amongst the board, motion to close the floor. Motion to open the public commentary period. If anyone in the virtual audience like to speak in favor or against the application of 45-47 Conwell Ave, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, public commentary period is now closed. In reviewing the application, both units were formerly owner occupied / vacant, no waiting period necessary. As part of the application process, we have the certificate of good standing dated 7/18. We have a water bill with a credit dated 7/16, and we have a quitclaim deed included and a check in the amount of $1,200 for the 2 units. This time we're still awaiting a master deed and an engineer's report. So this will be a motion to vote on a preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 located at 45-47 Conwell Avenue on the condition that the master deed and engineer's report is submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 45-47 Conwell Avenue, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Yes.
Board Member Solis?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next application is 131 Hudson Street, and that's the application of 131 Hudson Street, PJD LLC, John Raposo, seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3, all located at 131 Hudson Street. And I believe Attorney La Rosa will also be representing this property.
Yes, it's me again. So Attorney La Rosa on behalf of 131 Hudson Street, PJD LLC. Application for 3 non-rental conversion permits, in this case at 131 Hudson Street. Similarly, it's a complete application's been submitted. Certificate of good standing, paid final water bill, copy of the current deed recorded of June of last year. The accompanying check for $1,800. and also a supporting affidavit from the family that sold the property to the current owner. Property was purchased vacant in June of 2024. It's been vacant since, and prior to that time, members of this family lived in the property as well. And as I mentioned, we have an affidavit signed by all of them, laying out who lived in what unit and during what time periods. But it was all family owner occupied. So we've also submitted, I believe, utility bills in this case, just as a little additional bonus because we were able to get them from them. We're seeking, again, 3 preliminary non-rental conversion permits for this property as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion to open the floor for board discussion around 131 Hudson Street. Any questions, follow-ups for the applicant? All right, seeing no board discussion, motion to close the floor and motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application of 131 Hudson Street, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, very good. In reviewing the application, we have the completed application. Property was purchased vacant. At this time, we have the certificate of good standing. We have a paid final water bill. We have the quitclaim deed. We have a check in the amount of $1,800 to cover the 3 units in question. At this time, we are still awaiting a master deed and engineer's report. So this would be a motion for the board to vote on a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3 located at 131 Hudson Street on the condition that the master deed and engineer's report is submitted to the city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 at 131 Hudson Street, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne?
Yes.
Board Member Simeon?
Yes.
Board Member Solis?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you. All right, moving along. Next application from the board is that of 29-31 Mason Street. And that application of Patricia Castro, Victoria Castro, and Alfredo Castro are seeking a preliminary rental conversion permit for units 1 and units 2, both located at 29-31 Mason Street.
Hello, everyone. Mark Sheen of Adam Dash and Associates, attorney for Patricia Castro, Victoria Castro. Let me just start this video. Excuse me. And Alfredo Castro of 29-31 Mason Street. My clients are seeking preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 of this multifamily property. Both units are currently occupied by tenants. The applicants are only requesting these permits so they can sever ownership and their daughter can own her unit individually. We have submitted to the board the complete application, signed tenant notification packets, paid final water bill, certificate of good standing, a current deed, and a bank check payable to the city of Somerville. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to open the floor for board discussion around 29-31 Mason Street. Seeing there is no board discussion, motion to close the floor and motion to open the public commentary period. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application for 29-31 Mason Street, units 1 and 2, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the public commentary. And in reviewing the application, we have currently a tenanted property, both units occupied. At this time, we have portions of the application completed and submitted, and that would be the certificate of good standing, paid water bill, quitclaim deed, and a check in the amount of $1,200 to cover units 1 and 2 in question. At this time, we are still awaiting the master deed and engineer's report. So this would be a motion for the board to vote on a preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2, both located at 29-31 Mason Street, on the condition that the master deed and engineer's report is submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 29-31 Mason Street, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, looks like we have Attorney Sheehan down the stretch here for all these future applications. So next in line will be 3 Cameron Ave, and that is Attorney Sheehan, if you can please give us the correct pronunciation on your clients.
Yes, Narajan Gali and Snehal Balari.
Okay. Both seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2 at 3 Cameron Ave. Third unit to be added at a future date, and the applicant will come in front of the board to seek a courtesy permit in the future.
Yes, Mark Sheehan of Adam Dash and Associates, attorney for Narajan Gali and Snehal Balari of 3 Cameron Avenue. My clients are seeking preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 of this multifamily residence. There will be a new construction unit created at a later date, and the applicant will be requesting a courtesy permit. The property was owner occupied prior to my client purchasing it, and the property has remained vacant since the closing date. We have submitted the application along with the paid final water bill, certificate of good standing, owner occupancy affidavit from the prior owner, proof of residential exemption, and a bank check payable to the city of Somerville for $1,800. I spoke with Morena. We sent $1,800 in error. It should have been $1,200, and we are addressing that.
Okay. Very good. All right, motion to open the floor for board discussion. Any line of questioning? Looks like Vice Chair Byrne has something for Attorney Sheehan.
It's just a question about, I thought that I read in there that the third unit was going to be built on part of the foundation of the building. Is that correct? Because is that correct?
No, so I spoke to my client about that. Right now, there's 2 existing residential units, and I asked them specifically if there was any part of the existing. Of course, it's going to be built, the same foundation will remain, but it's a completely new unit that will be new construction. So everything in that unit will be new. They're not demoing the property, though, and building from the ground up.
Vice Chair Byrne, does that answer your question, or are you
I'm a little confused about it, because if it's on the same foundation, isn't that
if they're using existing portion of the building to erect the third unit, Morena, can you clarify if that would then make it fall into the non-rental conversion permit piece?
Yeah. So in this case, it won't, because it's not existing residential space, which is the language that's used in the definition for housing accommodations. So it is a little bit confusing. I actually ended up taking a look at the plans after Attorney Sheehan and I talked, and they're it's like just pressing up against the existing building, but it's all going to be new construction, which is why it would be a courtesy permit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other fellow board members, while the floor is open, have any other questions or commentary for the attorney? Seeing no other questions, motion to close the floor for board discussion. Motion to open the public commentary period. If anyone would like to speak in favor or against the application at 3 Cameron Ave for units 1 and 2, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, with no public commentary, motion to close the floor. In reviewing the application, we have a vacant unit with all items submitted with the exception of the master deed and engineer's report, and an overpaid amount. So I will just Marina, is it all right that I condition the master deed, the architect's report, and then the correct check amount all together as one piece?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so on that note, the board will be, I will make a motion for the board to vote on a preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2, both located at 3 Cameron Ave, on the condition that a master deed engineer's report and the correct amount check is submitted for $1,200 to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 3 Cameron Ave, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Okay. Moving along, next application for review this evening is 69 Boston Ave. That is the application BOS Ave LLC, VJ Johnson, seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2 located at 69 Boston Ave.
Yes, Mark Sheen of Adam Dash and Associates, attorney for BOS Ave LLC of 69 Boston Avenue. My client is seeking preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 of this multifamily residence. The property was owner occupied prior to my client purchasing it, and the property has remained vacant since the closing date. We have submitted the application along with the final water bill, certificate of good standing, paid final water bill, certificate of good standing, owner occupancy affidavit from the prior owner, proof of residential exemption, and a bank check payable to the city of Somerville for $1,200.
All right, thank you very much. This time, motion to open the floor for board discussion, questions for the applicant. Seeing there's no board discussion, motion to close the floor, and like to make a motion to open the public commentary period. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application at 69 Boston Avenue, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the public commentary. At this time, we have a completed application with the exception of the master deed and engineer's report. Property was purchased vacant. We have the certificate of a good standing, a paid final water bill, and a check in the amount of $1,200 to cover the 2 units. This time we are still awaiting the master deed engineer's report. So this will be a motion for the board to vote on a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1 and 2 located at 69 Boston Avenue on the condition that the master deed and engineer's report is submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1 and 2 at 69 Boston Avenue, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Last but not least, 555-557 Somerville Ave. Application of Somerville Ave Holdings 555 LLC, David Shepherd, seeking a preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3, all located at 555-557 Somerville Ave.
Yes, Mark Sheen of Adam Dash and Associates, attorney for David Shepherd of 555-557 Somerville Avenue. My client is seeking preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 of this multifamily residence. The property was owner occupied prior to my client purchasing it, and the property has remained vacant since the closing date, which was about 4 years ago. We have submitted the application along with a paid final water bill, certificate of good standing, owner occupancy affidavit from the prior owner, additional proof of owner occupancy, and a bank check payable to the city of Somerville for $1,800. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to open the floor for board discussion. Any questions from the board for the applicant? Seeing no discussion, no questions, motion to close the floor for board discussion, motion to open the floor for public commentary. If anyone in the virtual audience would like to speak in favor or against the application at 555-557 Somerville Ave, now would be the time to do so.
I don't see any hands.
All right, motion to close the public commenting period. As the applicant clearly stated, property was purchased vacant and has remained vacant for over 4 years. At this time, we have a certificate of good standing, a paid final water bill, a quitclaim deed, and a check in the amount of $1,800 to cover the 3 units in question. We are still waiting the master deed and engineer's report. So this will be a motion for the board to vote on a preliminary non-rental conversion permit for units 1, 2, and 3 located at 555-557 Somerville Avenue. And this would be conditioned upon the master deed and engineer's report being submitted to city staff at a future date.
Okay, this is a vote for preliminary non-rental conversion permits for units 1, 2, and 3 at 555-557 Somerville Avenue, conditioned as Chair Zasloff just stated. Chair Zasloff,
Yes.
Vice Chair Byrne,
Yes.
Board Member Simeon,
Yes.
Board Member Solis.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Thank you very much, Attorney Sheehan.
Thank you, everyone.
That time, that concludes the applications in front of the board this evening for July 28th. At this time, I would like to make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
I'll second it.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
You did a great job, Zach. Really pushed that right through.
Well, it's been a long, long day. Yeah, you don't even know the half of it, so.
Well, thank you for your work.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.